Somebody was talking to me, when I was just 17, 18 years of age, someone was talking to me, JK study circles, it was fashionable. For all those people who think they're intellectual, you have to read JK, you have to listen to JK's audios, otherwise you're not intellectual enough. In the Indian intelligentsia, if you have not read JK, Kierkegaard and Dostoevsky, you have no brain actually. That's how it's treated. So it's like fashion. For everybody, they should have read this, whether they get it or they don't get it. You read Dostoevsky, you read Kierkegaard, you read J. Krishnamurti, means you got some brain working. That's a gauge. So, people were talking, JK, he's something every Saturday afternoon, they have a study circle where they play some audio tapes and his books are there and things. Some of my friends invited me and I went. So they were playing a short video. The man was sitting like this is the first time I'm seeing him, the first time I'm listening to him. He was still alive at that time. Just the integrity of the person is spilling all over him. Just the sheer integrity of the man cannot be missed. So, I didn't do much reading, I heard a few audios and watched a few videos. I enjoyed him, but I was too wild to listen to anybody. I had no time for anything. Life was calling me all the time. So I had no time to listen to my parents or my teachers or JK or IJ or XYZ, I had no time for anything, so I left the study circle and went on. Maybe I attended this for about 5 weeks, I remember very well. It was about 5 weekends I went there, every Saturday afternoon, just for about an hour and a half. They would play 1 hour video or audio, and then they'll all get into discussion and one big confusion. Because nobody around him understood what he's talking about. Because he refuses to use any method, he refuses to use any example, he refuses to use any parable, any story, any joke or anything. This is just intellectual dissection. This is called as Gnana Marga. This is pure Gnana Marga. Gnana means the way of the intellect. Out of these 7 billion people, if you find 10,000 people who have that kind of a razor-sharp intellect, who can, without any kind of context, they can go on slicing things, you will not even find I don't think you'll find 10,000. Maybe you'll find 1,000 people. And those 1,000 people may not be interested in the spiritual process, they may be trying to slice through the stock market, they may be trying to slice through something else. So, around JK, everybody could feel the man is special, but nobody could get what he was talking about, because he refused to play the role of a guru, he refused to initiate anybody into anything, he refused to give any kind of method, any kind of process. He said it anyway happen. It is true. Anyway it will happen. But maybe after 1,000,000 lifetimes. So if you're in a hurry, either you must have that kind of an intellect, which is rare, or you must be willing to use the other faculties that you have of body, energy, emotion, all these things. He went driving on one wheel of his car. He is good at it, but nobody else could get to do it. Fantastic human being. When he was there was a fragrance, when he's gone, only books, because there's no living process. So Khalil Gibran said about J. Krishnamurti, when I walked into the room, JK was sitting and Khalil Gibran went to meet him. He said, when I walked into the room, I walked into a wall of love. It just hit me in the face. See, you would never associate JK with love. He's not a loving man. That's not how he looks. He's like this. He definitely doesn't look loving, but he's very loving. His energies are absolutely compassionate, but his words are like knife. So, people felt something, but they couldn't figure what it is. They couldn't get a hold on it because he wouldn't give a hold. He said, if you hold it, you may get stuck with this, so don't hold. If there were millions of razor-sharp minds in the world, that would have been a fabulous way to do things. But in today's world, in the existing way the humanity is, the way people's intellects are entangled in a million things, that method is just not going to get anybody anywhere. It's a beautiful process, but there must be people who can digest it, isn't it? So, J. Krishnamurti was like a flower. His fragrance was felt when he was alive, and that's all. His words are good. If you want to kind of use it as an intellectual exercise to drop a few things, they could be useful, brilliant. His intellectual brilliance just comes out every moment of his life. He started a few schools which are wonderful schools, which are still on. I must tell you my association with him. When I went to this weekends for five Saturdays, Saturday afternoons, an hour and a half, that's my exposure to him. And one day he spoke about education. And it really gripped me. And it really twisted me inside out because all the ideas, I had never thought of an alternative way of educating people. I was only thinking of how to dismantle all the education system in my mind. When he spoke about education, suddenly it struck me, there was another way to do this. So just this thought came to my mind. I was just maybe 17, 18, and I was living wild and I have dreams of running away somewhere. So I just thought if at any time if a child comes under my control, I would like to put the child to this kind of education. So, it just so happened, when my daughter had to go to school, when she got admission in some of the best schools in Ooty, but then it just flashed me in my mind that, okay, there's a JK school, why don't I send her there? And she went to that school and she spent 8 years studying there. So just those 5 Saturday afternoons, an hour and a half, that much impact he had on me, that I handed over my daughter to his care in one way or the other.
Shiva Shambho Shambho Shiva Shambho Shambho Shiva Shambho Shambho Shiva Shambho Shiva Shambho Shambho